Welcome everyone, this is Mitchy Hoyer, this is the Sim Pit, and we are back live with a little bit of track medal hunting after we got stuck in Kyalami. That means we have 9 medals left to catch, as you can see right now, 36 of 45 track medals earned. That means we need to look at Solder, Sanford, Mount, Butthurt Panorama and Laguna Seca. So I think the hardest part to get in will be Mount Panorama for me. So we go Mount Panorama, then Laguna Seca, then I guess Solder, and in the end we're gonna have a look into Zandvoort. Rodrigo Cuts. Oh dear, how do I spell your name? Is it Keskes? Casques? Is it Rodrigo Casques? I hope it is. Sorry for butchering your name. We should get a disclaimer up for butchering names here. Anyway, that means we are going to join the single player modes in Hot Lap, or Hot Stint better said. Gonna have it 1400 CET. Almost. I'm just gonna call you Rodrigo. I hope that's alright. So, as I said, gonna start with Mount Panorama, confirm, start session, and this, I need to be quite clear with that, was a community challenge as well. Doing a 1:59.3 at the very least to beat the lap time of Mr. Christopher Mies. However, I have failed on doing so. Like, I did some hot laps around here, but beside really touching the wall, bear with me, I want to quickly get that down, but beside touching the wall I couldn't really, you know, do the lap time, so count me guilty on it. I fucked it up. I didn't get the community challenge in. Michael Clark was asking me to do so. Well, I got it in, but I failed on it. So, yep. Bad performance from me here. Anyway, this hot stint is a little bit different. We need to get up to the final track medals. That means put in 4 clean laps in a row. Nice. Right hand side of the headphones dead. You can't hear that, but I can. I just got sound on this ear. They got a loosey contact there. It's so annoying. I really need to get new ones. And in the meanwhile, I can present you guys why I'm so bad in Mount Bathurst. It's simply because I hate the track. I hate this Mickey Mouse tiki-taka wall circuit where every bump is able to throw you around. Hence why we're gonna take it super easy. I don't want to slightly just touch the wall and start all over again. Harbour Nutella, hey buddy, also Alvio Lumpis, welcome to the stream. So guys, feel free to get a standard discussion on things that is currently everyone interested in. Because now we got the time for it, as we basically just, you know, cruising around. Yep, Rodrigo, I absolutely understand that. I understand you're thinking, is it absolutely the reason why I do not like it at all? To me it feels a little bit like Nordschleife. A pretty unnecessary circuit. But, yeah, people love it just as much as the Nürburgring. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the Nürburgring is useless or whatever, but you know, it's a 20 kilometer racetrack where you basically really can't overtake unless you're in a different car class. What do you mean, Yuri? When did I become pro? Probably 2 weeks ago when I won the first FSR race, really. Or pro what? Pro in what way? I don't think I'm invited anywhere, so I'm not pro in that regard. I think you have been more pro than me lately, since you made it into that top 10. Hi Marshall, good evening. Or good afternoon indeed. I'm sorry, times are a bit fucked up. My brain is like so much in sleepy mode since the entire shutdown. Yuri, that's not entirely true, though I may admit I got some good run lately. And it basically happened, funny enough. I sweated the ass off in hot laps for getting into the GT Pro. I failed that, and the day after I won the first FSR race. Or the week after. But I wouldn't count too much on that being, yeah, something special in that regard. I think I have been lucky in that race. Besides, obviously I have been good, like it was a good racing performance indeed. But I think all over, yeah, the entire circumstance you need to look at, I was also a bit lucky. Petter died once, then Paris died with the engine. Also we had Yanni, I think, not being on the top of his game, getting the strategy a bit wrong. We had Sharon getting it a little bit wrong with the strategy. Not saying my strategy was right in all ways, but for some reason, despite I looked bad in the middle of the race, I had my good time in the end of the race. So there we go. Yeah, I may have a look into competition mode. I will need to explore that first, but I want to get some competition runs indeed. Hence why I'm hunting the track medals like mad at the minute. Well, as you can see, I take it just easy. I think the best lap time I could do was a 2:02 the other day when I tested this offline. So we're pretty far away from that. Maybe I can try to finalize the final lap to go mad on it. No, Rodrigo, I haven't tested Automobilista 2 just yet. I'm not sure. Is it released already? Because if it's not released, you need that beta access. And I do not have the beta access. I heard it has been good at the beginning. Like the first guys watching the beta stuff. Or doing the beta stuff. I heard good feedback there from Gamer Muscle. But I also heard some voice of criticism elsewhere, so yeah, I'm not quite 100% sure what to think of it. Probably will need to test it once it's out. I haven't done Automobilista 1 though. How did your eSport Battle All-Star game go, Yuri? You're satisfied with your performance there? I think you had some bad luck, right? You were shot in that Pro Sim heat or something. There was a pile up, I think, if I saw it right on the stream. Yeah, I hear you. I sort of regret it a little bit not having even tried to get in, but at the same time, I enjoyed my my day off or my weekend off with a girlfriend a lot, so was a good trade-off. Oh yeah, Yuri, I could have told you so. You could have also found out when you would have watched the stream of the first weekend, but yeah. In general, I have to say, it's great that they do the events. Like, we really, if we want to make up that topic now, you see me going to probably 5 to 10 minutes talking. Because I got some very differentiated opinion on the current, on how this develop was done. So we've got all track medals. Let's see. I'm gonna try and push for a quick lap. Hey there, Nabil. How are you? Thank you so much. About that cap. So if you just risk it, so much time. There we go. Already touched the wall. That would have meant dead for our track medal hunt. Oh, plus 3 seconds. Dead. I hate Butthurst so much. Right, but we can't quit and go on with Laguna Seca. So you start almost lost. Got hit off lap 1, came back P10 and hit off again. Yeah. You know, the thing that makes me a little bit, you know, is the way of communication. Like, you know, I am fine with a few things, like, the thing is, I do not really know where to start, because there's so many things that I am sort of pissed off about. Like, you know, okay, from a marketing point of view, it is absolutely right to get as much pro drivers in as you can. So, you know, my real issue is not that out of a 60 drivers field, 50 are invited, with 40 being real life drivers. That is not even as much the argument point about it, but I'm sorry, how pathetic is it that you have to sort of qualify on an open setup rally car, and undoubtedly the guys that have done ESL Map 3 in the end of 2018-19, they have had all the setup tricks. It was new about the Radical SR3. Like, this car is so erratic to drive. Need to drive it sideways, need to drive it in a specific slip angle to really be quick. Now obviously you could argue about the F1 car in fixed setup. Has been beneficial for some, has been beneficial for open wheel experts, and you had to abuse the driving also in a specific way, as the car was understeering, and once it oversteered it was too much. So you had to some sort of control it right, but I consider this being more relevant in terms of driving skills, and rather luckily chain 13 drift corners after each other on one specific lap. Yeah, I agree with that. The FSR guys surely had some advantage on the Fizzy car, or all GBV WC drivers. there will always be some people being used to race a specific car. I'm absolutely aware of that. But yeah, for me that was the main reason why I abstained. You know, also if the Radical would be the weapon of choice for the main event on Saturday, there would be nothing wrong with it, like we had it in the first week. Yes, the qualifying was on Silverstone and the race took place on the Nürburgring, so even for all that qualified, it had to be an adoption. But at the end of the day, you at least were in the same car. Now you come to not only a different track, but also a different car with a Tattoos FT18 in charge. Oh, I've seen the lap of Perkele, of Jonas Riviero, and I'm not sure whether you also uploaded one. It was always like turn and have a little bit of a drift and then just throttle it out again. So yeah, not really the style of I consider it more being a rally car rather than a real racing car for a road course, but yeah, either way. Hey there, Flash Boost. Yeah, Yuri, I can sort of understand that, but you know, then the next thing is, even for all sim drivers that are invited, keep the freaking car track combination just secret, like the way of communication. This is the next thing. I was working on Friday till 6 PM, so I was at home 7 PM, which left me with 3 hours of racing, or 3 hours of trying, whereas others already had 3 hours of trying in. Now if I would have known on Tuesday that I need 6 hours on the afternoon on Friday, I could have somehow made this work. So I'm extremely disappointed by the way that qualifying got announced 13:30 to start 15 o'clock, so 1.5 hours later on the same particular day. That's like just, yeah. I was pretty unhappy about that. And then the next thing, just top 10. I mean, yeah, of course. If we just got 10 spots, okay, so be it. But yeah, I mean, you've seen 8 or 9 ESL map Frey guys in the top 10 then. Yeah, I could have also had imagined it being Friday night, but you know, the thing is, I just can't go to my boss and say, hey, I need half a day off on Friday, just, you know, to be potentially ready. I can only go to him, or I only want to go to him and say, hey, I need a Friday afternoon off because I specifically have to do something urgent that to me. That is the thing I'm a bit pissed about. Well, I'm not sure about Jonas' driving style in general, but I've just seen the car and it reminded me absolutely on how I had to drive it back then at Hungaroring in the ESL Map Frey qualifications, and it was just like beyond me. So I hope it will not be used again. On the same note, I obviously understand of people being sort of salty with the Fizzy car being used last time, and the FSR guys or the open wheeler experts had that advantage from it. Then at the same time, you know, last time it was just the top 8 getting some money, and this time if you just made it into the top 10, everyone was getting money, and you're sitting there was like, okay, like the effort I had to do last week was just about the same, but I got nothing from it, even not by making it into the finals. And this time you just had to make it into the top 10 people being qualified and make it into the semi-finals. That is, on a personal note, something that really makes me sad and also a little bit mad, but that may just be a personal point of view since I'm affected by this difference. Yeah, Yuri, I understand where you're coming from, but still at the end of the day, you had at least 20 or 25 hours of track time with that car previously, whilst others just started from the very 0 point. Track metal, it's okay, we got that full as well, so we're missing Sanford and Solder. Bear with me. I mean, at the end of the day, we all do know that it can't be entirely 100% fair and equal for everyone. But I still believe that there are a lot of general things that must be improved. Like, you know, doing communication early, keeping secret what is the kart track combination, at least for the pro sim racing guys. If the real racing guys do all week trying to prepare and trying to be up to pace with the diehard sim racers, I'm fine with that, but just make sure it not get leaked to the pro sim racing guys in a heat. What you mean there, Yuri? 20? Betson, hello there to Brazil. No, Brinson, I've not tested yet Automobilista. Yuri, what is you referring the 20 to? Yeah, Yuri, I mean, how many hours of track time you had when doing the ESL Map 3? Was it 20 hours over that full week? I mean, there were several qualifiers that was Botnaring in the Radical, I believe. So I think combined overall together, you did that 20 hours of driving time accumulated. It was 1 day quali. I can't remember, to be honest. Well, the point I'm trying to raise is you had some track time in the car previously, whereas others hadn't. But yeah, same with everyone. Yeah, and I know why you even did that low amount of track time, because it was a pain in the butt to drive. Can absolutely understand this. So anyway, I'm talking way too much about this. It's just, I believe a few things should have been different. I saw a lot of guys flaming and bitching in the official discords, which at the same time, and this is the differentiate view I have on it. As much as I dislike it as a current sim racer, how things are dealt with, you know, of course I also dislike it is out of a 60 drivers grid we have 50 being invited. I'm like, what's the point of getting the last 10 guys qualifying in? Of course, as a sim racer that has been in that branch for quite some time, trying hard, is a bit difficult to understand, but you need to look at it as a point of view from a business. So with the current corona shenanigans and corona crisis going on, it is the most important now for everyone of us to also respect the specific circumstances. Means if they can get 50 drivers for a 60 driver grid and a race format that is applicable to be watched from spectators that never heard about sim racing, by getting Max Verstappen in, by getting Rudy van Buren in. I heard it has been broadcasted in Dutch television, and I'm pretty sure out of the 60k live viewers we had last time, pretty much 40,000 of them came from the Netherlands, were diehard Max Verstappen fans. So, you know, rather see him race virtually rather than not see him race at all. And massive kudos here to The Race and R4 2, getting those things up and running, getting those things organized, and getting them guys to race with everyone around, like also with the average sim racer, even if it's just 10 of them being able to be there due to qualifying restrictions. That is a massive advantage for the entire branch, because what are we trying to do now? And I also, at the same time, this goes to me, this goes to Yuri, this goes to any other esports pro, and any other top sim racer that is now being mad or sad or unhappy or feels mistreated. Accept it. I have to accept it in the first way, or yeah, I had to accept it pretty hard Friday, Saturday evening. I really was a bit pissed off, but have a second thought of it and stop seeing it as a disgrace for now that you can't race or that you have no chance to get in there and see your name up there. That's not what it is all about right now. What it is all about right now is pretty much the fact that before Corona, for such an event without pro drivers, we would have had, I don't know, maybe 5,000, 6,000 views, maybe 7,000 views, if it would be all over astonishing, up to 10k at max maybe. But now, with the crisis going on, this is a unique chance for all sim racing manufacturers. You see it in iRacing with the IMSA Super Saturday, you see it in ACC with the 1 hour of Kyalami we had on Friday, and you see it in R4 2 with the Race Esport All-Star Battle 2. It was live broadcasted on Ziggo TV in the Netherlands, and they together generated with the Race live stream over 80,000 concurrent live views. That was 20,000 more views than we had last week, and last week we had like 8 or 9 times more than before. So what I'm trying to raise is, we need to now see and understand that despite we are not up running in that competition and maybe excluded for now, this is the most insane and the most important and the most easy chance for sim racing to grab a public relevance. Full stop. Under normal circumstances you would not get Nico Hülkenberg. By chance you would get Max Verstappen because of Team Redline and Rudy. But all the other guys, NASCAR drivers, Formula E drivers, DTM drivers, IMSA drivers, you would not just get them for the sakes of it because they would be elsewhere in the world racing the real cars. But due to the fact they are not allowed to race the real world cars at the minute, they do have the chance, or they do have the passion to do racing virtually, because like, yeah, the same as the viewers or the fans of Max Verstappen, we rather see him race virtually rather than not see him race at all. And it's the same with the drivers. They are like, yeah, okay, I heard about this sim racing thing, I now have time to look at it, and you know, I'd rather do some sim racing rather than do non-racing at all. And by that, we are able to expand the reach, make sim racing way more relevant. And you know what, even if those race drivers go back on track in 6 or 7 months time, we may be sitting here with competitions, not 10,000 euros prize pool, but because real life sponsors have now seen, had the time to see, and had the interest to see sim racing, because their real life sponsored people have been in as well, and be like, hey, that sim racing stuff is the new future, is parallel to the real life racing world, a mega business to put sponsor money in. And those guys at the Sims are really good. They are just as professional, they are just as good, they just have as much skill, and they just love as much detail and work with as much detail how the real life drivers world as well. So that is what we need to understand, is also that R-Factor 2 and all other racing simulators are currently doing a mega job first, recognizing the chances, then acknowledge that this is the way to go, and go for that potential benefit in the future. You know, if we now get, I don't know, let's say, I mean, we've seen it, fair enough, instead of 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 viewers, we now have 80,000, 90,000. Maybe at some point we're gonna hit the 100,000 concurrent viewers on a sim racing event. Now, of course, as soon as the real life drivers go back on track and race, fair enough, views may drop to 20,000. But the point that people are raising now, without their help, let's say out of 10 people that watch it because they are racing fans, just 1 or maybe 2 will stay in the sim racing branch there because they were like, it is just as nice as real life racing, and it may be even a little bit more exciting. So hey, I'm gonna have an eye on the branch despite real racing is going on again. And this is the growth, this is the chance sim racing is currently need to get in and need to look at. And I think people are just doing right, and that is the other thing of the medal. The other side of the medal you now need to somehow understand, and also that we should appreciate and be grateful for the future, because you know, even after the top pro guys will be gone again, the sim racing branch will have had its benefit, and then it is our time to get in and profit from it. So enough of a story here. I've talked my ass off quite a lot, but I hope some guys will understand what I was about. Circuit of Solder, the final 3 medals to get off. Yeah, sure, Jordan. I will start just from the very beginning. So on Friday, I was just have been pissed because of the fact that, just pull back and repeat, I guess. You guys are so ignorant, it's a joke. Even if it was a story that brought you, it needs to be said. I'm interested though, since you said this story annoyed you, why didn't you just go off the racing stream and be like, yeah, let this guy race, let this guy talk? Like, you could have done elsewhere, could have gone elsewhere, indeed. Anyway, on that regard, a big massive thank you for you guys being around and having to listen to my story of boredom. If you love the story though, if you like what you see, and if you love me telling stories and telling historical point of views and politically marketing point of views, I would appreciate if you guys subscribe up to the channel, and follow up the channel and make this community grow, as I'm on my way on the road to 3,000 subscribers there on YouTube. Would appreciate if you guys help me with that. Brakes. And because getting track medals has just been so annoying and boring, I had the time to simply go about and talk what we just talked about. So I'm pretty sure you'll forgive me my 10-minute excursus on sim racing branch. You wouldn't miss a crash. You know what, Yuri? You should just sign up on the YouTube channel and check out the sim racing short clips playlist. There will be more crashes coming soon. Cody Blenton, hey buddy. Yes, I'm doing exactly that. Martin. Fuck. Track limits. Yeah, I'm not going to play the story all over again, but someone surely can clip it. Like Nicolini did last time with the start of the VRS race, I hear ya. It's fine, Matthew. They like hearing that too, they just don't want to admit. I think it is a 5 minutes, a 2-minute limit on it, but Jerome, I think you are good in editing videos, so you can just clip 5 times 2 minutes, put it together in your video editing software and put it up as a meme on the web. So it's 10 minutes, a 10 minutes monologue being able to get there. Well, Cody, I think it is also the higher the classes or the higher the competition ranges, the lower the turn 1 lap 1 heroes are there, but yeah, maybe wrong. I may find out tonight. I'm planning to maybe do the first competition race. Yeah, guys, be happily invited since we would be a group of 3. No corona shenanigans, so I'm gonna brew you guys a fresh coffee. And then we can all enjoy ourselves watching a 10-minute monologue documentary. Vindis, done with my practice to a certain extent, yes, because last time for Silverstone I did 6 or 7 laps right before of the event. I have done some racing around Nürburgring in the Audi the past week, but yeah, to be honest, I need to do more. It's just not enough yet. So we're heavily debating whether doing that this afternoon and tomorrow or just tomorrow. Well, we'll see. I may stream it, I may not stream it. I'm not too sure about this yet. I think he's called Michele, not Michi, but could be wrong. Not sure how the Italians call themselves in Italy. So, 2 more laps. I think we just get it done in time. Mick486, big massive thank you for following up on the Twitch channel and supporting this community. Welcome. Oh, 3rd gear, come on. No, 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 no. Fuck. Just once. Look at a wrong breaking point.
Alright mate, this session is about consistency. Try to be fast, but don't push it too much over the limit.
Martin, from what race? From what last race you're talking about? Yeah, F for the cone. Well, 10 more minutes of hot stint. You got one by post race stewards, or one from the in game. I think if it got you that one from in game during the race, you'll be added like a 30 seconds penalty when you haven't served it. So it should have gone directly into the result file. If it is post-race, I assume you'll get the penalty in the 45-minute sprint race, feature race. I may be wrong though. Maybe go on the forums and ask for clarification. I think it's the best thing you can do in that note. So we're missing the final track medal, which is getting the 4 consecutive laps in here at Solder. So also boys, we have some new 7 emotes, so 7 new emotes on my computer to be ready to be uploaded to the community, to the YouTube chat, to the Twitch chat. Sadly though, that requires a little bit more tier 1 subscribers on Twitch, and sadly some more memberships on YouTube. So if you want to make use of the new emotes, you can see them on my Discord server being already. So there's a sneak preview for you guys. Did a post about that yesterday. I would appreciate if you support the community, and also if you make that available to us, helping out that way. Surely you guys been watching and being around on a Sunday afternoon. It's very lovely indeed, and I appreciate that big time. So if you're new to the channel, watching this for the first time, I would appreciate also if you follow up on Twitch and subscribe to the YouTube channel to make this community grow. On YouTube we're currently at 2,907 subscribers, and I would love to hit the 3,000 hashtag soon. Speaking about the weekly schedule, tomorrow we'll be live with a GT3 GT challenge on R4 2, so that was the competition Vindes was just about. Format will be a little qualifying before we have a 15-minute race, and the top 10 starts reversed for a 45-minute feature race. Both will be awarded points, and weapon of choice for me is the Audi R8 LMS GT3 around the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. So right, the same thing what we had compared to GT Pro last week. Then on Thursday, despite the competition is not finished, I think I'll be in. You know what, we're just going to check it right after we're done here with track medals. But I think on Thursday we will be live with a Tattoos F4 around the Lausitz ring on Race Room Racing Experience, round 3 of the German Race Room Competition Championship, before we are live again with Formula Sim Racing on Sunday at Imola, round 2. I'm not very sure whether we have some practice streams before that. We're gonna do some practice streams for the Virtual Endurance Championship. That will be the the McLaren Senna GTR around Virginia International Raceway on R-Factor 2. Well, to me, on the paper, one of the worst race tracks to do multiple class racing on. Well, that may just be me. Anyway, that is the plan for the upcoming week. Maybe some other racing in between. So if you like to see that, make sure to subscribe up the YouTube channel and follow up on the Twitch channel to get your notifications each and every time we're live with doing more sim racing. Beyond that, I'm planning to do more releases of the videos for the Simracing short clip playlist on the YouTube channel. So some crashes, some initial reactions in the 30 to 1 minute clips to be published there. See you there, Ian. Stay safe. And also, I hope to give you guys a little bit of entertainment when you are off work, when you are locked at home due to Corona. Hopefully being your source for entertainment to a certain extent. So, 3 more corners, then we got all track medals together, be able to enter the first competition race. Maybe later today, surely not right now. Gonna have a look on that leaderboard for the German race room competition, just to make sure that we are in. Right, you scored all track medals here. So we can finish the hot stint here. Live MG high definition. Are you going to win the FSR World Championship? Well, you may ask me that in a few months when we have had a little bit more racing there, but well, at least right now I'm up there. So I'm thinking from race to race and just see whether I can somehow win another race and still be and keep being up front. Looking at the rating, track competence. So that is all medals gained. That means we are now allowed to enter competition service. There you go. They are done each and every hour. Next up is 10-minute qualifying, 45-minute race, no pit stop rules. For, I think, is that Barcelona then? Anyway, we got safety rating over 70, so we can get in there and see what competition be like. We're going to do that at some point indeed. So for the moment, a big massive thank you for watching us right now. As I said, we're going to have a look into the race room competition right there. Bear with me. That was the wrong race room. Racing experience. Right, quickly have a look. Championships. German race room competition. Looking into the leaderboard, we have scored second last time, and we have, well, dropped to P20. So a lot of top guys up there, over a second quicker. Yeah, I will not try to improve that lap time as of right now, but yeah, we're gonna see. 128.8. It is pretty tough. It is pretty close. 4 hours to go. So if you are German and still want to shoot me off, feel free to get in there. Alright, guys, that actually takes us to an end here. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to that monologue indeed. But I think it is something I just wanted to get off the chest. And also will produce that feedback back to R-Factor 2 and also the race. What was the key to win in Malaysia? Well, I said it in the beginning of the stream already. I think I have been a bit lucky there with people around sort of dying, with people around sort of having spins like Peta and also David Mrožek. They spun out with Paris's engine failure in the last lap on the soft tyre. Paris has had pretty good chances at getting second, maybe even win. But yeah, happily he couldn't do it. So yeah. Guys, a big massive thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you like what you see, I would appreciate if you follow up the channel, make this community grow. We may be back with more racing on Assetto Corsa Competizione or with practicing for tomorrow's GT Challenge. I'm not quite sure yet. Just didn't make up my mind. I don't think that Sharon took anyone out. I think FSR WC in Malaysia has been one of the cleanest sim racing races we've had in ages on that top level. Like really as less contact as possible, minimum contact in general. Jerome just defended like a madman for his position, which was his good right, and I think he also did good at it to a certain extent. Of course, it wasn't easy passing him, but eventually I made it work, which definitely was a key to being able to look at tyres with no in my DRS range for the final 15 laps before Yanni then unleashed his medium tyre performances. But yeah, things were good. Anyway, guys, a happy Sunday to everyone. Enjoy the sun here in Southern Europe. And yeah, stay at home because of Corona. Do sim racing. Do streaming, do practicing, to spend time with your family, but make sure to stay within your own four walls. I think that's the only thing I can say here. Anyway, thank you so much, Live MG, and thank you everyone else for watching and for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Itchy Hoya, and I'll see Freaky Bot on the track. And thank you so much for your follow, buddy. Appreciate it. Goodbye.